there is a moment that is etched into the moral imagination of humanity. And that is where a man stands before a restless crowd, water poured over his hands. His gesture is precise, deliberate, almost ceremonial. Pontius Pilate. He does not shout. He does not rage. He does not argue. He simply washes. And in washing, he declares himself free. But history does not remember him as innocent, you know. It remembers him as absent. And in this quiet terror now circling, the People's National Party is being encircled in terror. Not that it has committed the gravest sin, nor have they fallen beyond recovery, but that in moments demanding moral presence, it appears to choose procedural distance. The PNP washes its hands where it ought to wrestle. Because what is unfolding is not merely political. It is philosophical, and it may very well be theological. It is the ancient tension between law and righteousness, between what is permitted and what is just. Because the prophets of old warned of this distinction, that a people could obey the letter and yet betray the spirit. You can embrace the letter of the law and you betray the spirit of the law. Washed by law, stained in trust, the PNP's crisis of moral authority. And in our time, the ritual is legality. We broke no law, says the voice of defense. We followed procedure, echoes the chorus of justification. But somewhere deeper beneath statutes and clauses, beneath arguments polished for public consumption, another question lingers. And it is a stubborn and unyielding question. Was it right? Was it right? There is an uneasy feeling that I'm getting. An uneasy feeling I'm getting that somehow the PNP has drunk the bitter medicine and their teeth. Is it teeth or tooth? are on edge. Mark Golding stands at the center of this moment, not merely as a political leader, but as a symbol of choice. Because to lead is not only to interpret rules, it is to embody standards. And when leadership leans too heavily on legality, it risks transforming the law from a guide into a sanctuary, a place to hide rather than a light to follow. Oh, what a tangled web they weave when they set out to deceive. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. Those words sound tonight in the hollows of 89 Old Hope Road. Things fall apart. The center is not holding. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. It is very comical, and I see last May taking off on it. Give me a second. I'm coming right back. Don't break me, Shafreen. I'm just looking for something here. If my computer would load up. There's just so much happening. News is actually breaking even as we speak.
Fred Bounty Judge has one by one go into jail. One by one by. But don't fret about the security. Fret about the judge, cause one by one uno go into jail. One by uno go into. Oh gosh. One by. But don't fret about the security. Fret about the judge, cause one by one uno go into jail. One by uno go into one by. Oh gosh.
It's not a laughing matter. And I did not play it to laugh. But I've always felt that the People's National Party was a sham. I've always felt like that. And you know, if I should give you a personal reflection, I've never thought of joining the PNP. Never. Maybe I should take myself out of it. You see, this is not about me. Mark Golding stands at the center of this moment, And when leadership leans, you see, listeners, when leadership leans too heavily on legality, it risks transforming the law into a sanctuary. I told you last night about Machiavelli, Niccolo Machiavelli, because he understood with chilling clarity the power that power often survives, not by being virtuous, but appearing so. That the performance of innocence can, for a time, substitute for its reality. I give this warning to you. I give it to myself. Lies have an expiry date. Lies have an expiry date. You can't lie your way through life. It'll catch up on you. You could have good subtle. Lies have an expiry date on it. You check it out. You don't lie forever. And you don't see the worst of the PNP yet. The worst is left to come. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon that party. They have sucked the sour grape, and now the bitter taste is in their mouth. And Jamaica was correct when it rejected them at the polls on September 3, 2023. Shame upon them. Shame. Shame upon them. Fracture. The whole damn thing is coming down. What a shebang. Machiavelli, with chilling clarity, understood that power often survives not by being virtuous, but by appearing so. But you see, Machiavelli, in all his realism, pragmatic as he was, could not erase the deeper truth that perception, hear me, perception once fractured rarely restores itself fully. May God have mercy upon all of us. Because you see, my brothers and my sisters, trust is not contractual. It's a covenant. It's not a contract that you get into. It's a covenant. That's why only God could be God, you know. It is not built on what you can prove, but on what you consistently reveal. It lives not in courtrooms, but in the conscience of the people. And if you're a comrade listening to me this evening, your party is woeful. And it's not, I know yesterday it started. And if I had the time, I would take you back to 2007 and show you that the PNP was destined to crumble. Destined to crumble. Because they are not a party of integrity. They're a party of legality. And once the conscience begins to whisper, they protect their own. They retreat into the law. They answer only when they are forced. And that whisper becomes a chorus. And the chorus becomes a verdict. The tragedy for the PNP is that this moment does not stand alone. It's like an echo. It reverberates through the memory. There is a shaking happening in Jamaica. Like the prophet sees the valley of dry bones. But then there was a shaking. The difference is that shake brought life. The paradox is the shaking that the party is now experiencing is bringing their death. Their death. And when Mark Golding stood up on the political stage and at the debate and demean and diminish the Prime Minister, you see what is happening now? Some people call it karma. Well, I don't believe in karma. I don't even know what that is. The tragedy is reverberating in the memory, in the history of the people. Because through the years, legality was too often the final answer to a moral question. And so the present is no longer judged as an isolated act. It is read as confirmation. It's not that something is happening to the party. The question is this who they are? Is this defining the party? And that it is the shift from incident to identity. Is it an incident or is it identity? Is it an error or is it essence? I'm a theologian, a bit of a. And I can tell you, there is a difference between sin and hardening. Sin is the act. Hardening is the condition. all have sinned. Some have hardened their heart. Hardening is the condition that follows repeated justification of the act. There is a difference between sin and hardening. Hardening is when the heart no longer trembles, when the washing becomes routine, when the absence of guilt is mistaken for the presence of righteousness. And that is fatal. It is no different in politics. Hardening in politics is fatal. And I will tell you why. It is fatal because a party does not lose power when it loses elections. Listen to me carefully. You don't lose power when you lose elections. You lose power when you lose moral imagination. When people can no longer envision you as a force for good. When your voice is no longer stirred. When people start look at you with, then that's when you have lost power. And I will tell you tonight, without the necessary psychoanalyzing of this matter, without any philosophical insight, without any theological inspirational underpinning, without any sociological gardening, that the PNP is in crisis. So deep that a total overhaul is necessary. Not that it has no answers, but that its answers no longer satisfy. Not that it cannot defend itself, but that its defenses feel rehearsed, familiar, insufficient. Good God Almighty. The party put out a letter riddled with grammatical, I wouldn't call those errors, but it's not elegant. It's not elegant English. They have become a laughing stock. People are laugh after them. Norman Manley with a turn in a grave. For Christ's sake, man. People will tell you that when they hit the fan, you better watch out. I can't say that. It's not that they may lack leadership, It is that the leadership that they have is standing at the edge of the water, washing, explaining, distancing. When the moment demands stepping forward, When the moment demands owning, when the moment demands transcending. You know what is ontology? You know what is the ontological self? It's being, it's transformation. And so we are left with an image. Hands that are clean by law, reputation clouded in spirit. But the people are not passive observers. They're active participants in the democratic process. People are watching, not for perfection, because we are forgiven. What people want is authenticity. We don't want people to be perfect. We want people to be authentic. They're not watching for legal brilliance. What people want is moral courage. Moral courage in leadership, man. You don't have to be loud, you know, guys. You don't have to be loud to be effective. Because in the end, nations are not governed, my brothers and my sisters, by statutes alone. It is not statutes. Nations are sustained by trust. And trust, once stained, does not yield easily to washing. Do you use bleach? I'm sweating here. the studio is hot. Caroline, the studio is hot. I'm sweating. Do you use bleach? Well, if you go down to Coronation Market and you buy a bunch of banana, green banana, and it stains your shirt, no bleach can remove it. Wash all you want. Some stains are permanent. You have to cut it off and patch it. Not even bleach. It demands something far more difficult. Truth and reconciliation is needed in the party. Confession. Confess your sins, comrades, because you have sinned. You have sinned against Jamaica and the Jamaican people. Confession is needed. Get on your knees and confess, or one will be further exposed. You set you set of comrades. You set of comrades there.
But don't fret about the security. Fret about the judge, cause one by one uno go into jail. One by uno go into one by. But don't fret about the. Oh gosh.
No matter how much water you run.
Asking everyone to tap the screen and share the live. And please don't forget to repost the live, please.
Thank you. No matter how much water you run, the hands will keep washing. And the stain unseen unspoken, deeply felt will remain. Washed by law, stained in trust. The PNP's crisis of moral authority. This is the PNP's real dilemma. Not the scandal itself, not the news cycle, not even the immediate political fallout, but the slow, hardening idea forming in the mind of the public. And when Golding leans on legality as defense, he may believe he is containing damage. But politically and philosophically, he may be doing something far more consequential, and I'm going to point it out to you. Because what Golding is doing, which is consequential, profoundly consequential, is that he is confirming a suspicion that has long hovered over the People's National Party, that the law is not their guide. The law is their refuge. That is the consequentiality of the moment. And Jamaica has evolved. We have evolved, my brothers and my sisters, we have evolved. The parents send we go to school and we read. When you listen to Harry, when you listen to Scratchy, we are not dunce. We understand what is happening. We have studied psychology, political science. That distinction mark Golding is everything. A standard is aspirational. It says we aim higher than what is merely permissible. A refuge is defensive. It says we retreat to what cannot be punished. Let me tell you this. There are people in prison that are innocent. And there are people in the grave that are innocent. Don't come to us with law. There are people who have been convicted and they are innocent. They never did it. Some have lost their lives. And they have not done it. Don't tell me about law. And if the public comes to believe that a refuge is defensive and you retreat to what cannot be punished, that every future controversy for the public is going to be reinterpreted. Every explanation sounds rehearsed. Every defense feels like evasion, even before facts are fully known. You know what is called, well, maybe I should tell you, what is called hermeneutical lens. It's hermeneutical lens. It's a way of seeing that shapes all subsequent understanding. Once the lens is fixed, reality itself struggles to break through it. It's hermeneutical. This is why this dilemma is so severe. 9 minutes after 7 o'clock. My time is almost done, but I'm out of time. Severe things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon them. Oh, what a tangled web they weave when they set out to deceive. The trap gets thicker. The moment has arrived. It's time for the people to take a stand. No more of this. No more of this. We have had enough. Because it's not about disproving a single allegation. It is about dismantling a pattern. And you see patterns? Once they are socially established, they are notoriously resistant to correction. You cannot simply argue them away. You cannot out-legal them. In fact, the more you rely on legality, the more you risk reinforcing the very perception you are trying to escape. It becomes a trap of repetition. We did nothing illegal. Yes, but was it right? It wasn't illegal, but was it right? We followed the rules. Yes, but did you honor the responsibility? And with each iteration, the answer may satisfy a courtroom, but it doesn't satisfy the citizen. The citizen is not satisfied. That's what you guys are missing. About what? It's not about the court. Law governs actions. Trust governs interpretations. The law asks, what can be proven? Trust asks, who do you believe? Who do I believe? What do I believe about you? And one's belief turns. It does not easily reverse because it is no longer anchored to evidence alone, but to accumulated impression. And so for the PNP, it creates a kind of political gravity. It's gravitational. Every attempt to rise, every attempt to reset, every attempt to rebrand, every attempt to reconnect must now push against the weight of that suspicion. It's gravitational. The gravity of trust is affecting the party. And worse, any misstep, however small, is no longer isolated, is absorbed into the existing narrative. This is who they are. This is who they are. This is who they are. That's the real danger that Mr. Golding faces. It's a real danger that Golding faces. Not that he failed to win an argument today, but that he loses the ability to be believed tomorrow. Marlene Malahou Fort at the Jamaica Labour Party's mass rally in Sam Sharp Square said Golding was not a man to be trusted. Is that true? Is it true that Mr. Golding is not a man that we can trust. The Prime Minister himself at the leadership debate said that Mr. Golin is a liar. And you know, media in Jamaica has really, I tell you, the real danger Golden faces, because you see, once a party is seen as one that retreats into legality rather than rise on principle, it fortifies some essentials in the democratic life, moral authority. And without that, even the strongest policies, the sharpest critique, the most disciplined campaigns begin to ring hollow. The dilemma then is almost paradoxical. The very strategy meant to protect the party, the legal defense, may be the one entrenching the deepest vulnerability. And if that perception settles fully into the public's consciousness, it will not only be undone by statements, it will not be undone by statements, it will not be undone by clarifications or even leadership changes. It will linger quietly but powerfully, shaping how every word is heard and every action is judged. Because in politics, reputations are not destroyed all at once. They are washed away slowly, washed away repeatedly, until nothing solid remains. You know about you know about solid waste? You know about solid waste? Let me wrap this up. Before I do, if you are on YouTube, welcome. If you are on TikTok, welcome. Please take a break. Yeah, take a minute and send a contribution to the show. Please do that. Let us come back to the notes. I'm not going to play that Shafreen 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's take a slight break and come back to this very important subject. Right? The Zelle account is 954-635-8732. If you appreciate the work of the Politics Plus Network and you want us to show your appreciation, then please 954-635-8732. Take a minute and show your appreciation. All right. We have a few more minutes in this segment, and we will wrap this all up for you. Okay. 954-635-8732 is the Zelle account. Did you see the cartoon in today's Gleaner? You see the cartoon? Fascinating stuff. Let me continue. We get back to this. We need your support for the party. This is particularly dangerous because it does not emerge in a vacuum. It accumulates atop history. Watch me. It accumulates atop history. Specifically, the 18.5 years of governance that remain deeply etched in Jamaica's political memory. During that period, scandals was not sporadic. It was a pattern. Among the notable ones, I could use the entire program to name scandals. This is a party of scandals. The People's National Party is now having to confront a very serious question, you know. Is the moral fiber of the party torn? Because what is happening, and I don't want to touch the arrest of the member this morning for sexual abuse, a former member of parliament, arrested for sexually abusing his daughter. Come now. Come now. History. Take a break, because we need a you need a little water here. Take a little break. Have a drink. Get your coffee. Pull your chair. Take out your phone. And send out $20 to the podcast. Come on. 954-635-8732. Come on, do that now, so that we can go on. Let's show our support to good radio, classic monologues. It's about to get really real. So I want to show you that these aren't isolated moments, because if it resembles a pattern, they say if you walk like a duck, you quack like a duck, you're a duck. If you walk like a duck, you quack like a duck, you're a duck. Yes. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. All right. And we are inviting you to go to the Zelle account now and send $10, send $20, send what you have, so that we can get on with the program. Let's not wait on that too much, man. Come on, there's hundreds of people listening here right now, and we must raise the amount tonight to cover tonight's program. Moderators, help me please. Let me know when you have raised it, because I'm not going to get into this any further until I raise it. Let's not play around here now. It's 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. Shafreen, can you give me some instruction there for YouTube, so that I can I play something, or what should I do? Tell me. I can't get into this yet. It's too nice. You walk like a duck, you quack like a duck, then you're a duck. Let me tell you something before we get back. No, thank you. Okay. Golden's current posture is not to be interpreted in isolation. It is read as continuity. The PNP, they have not changed. Woe to them. Woe to the comrades. Comrades, make you not change, man. Me say you Blair, tell the party say you either going to change or become obsolete. If you don't change, comrades, if you don't change for yourself, go down like Neighbour to the pool and wash. Wash yourself, man. Uno compound line of course. Uno compound line of course this. Uno compound line of that. Go wash on yourself. Wash on yourself like Naaman of the leprosy of the past. The leprosy of corruption. The leprosy of nepotism. The leprosy of scandals. Go wash and come back clean. Come back clean. Oh my goodness, man. Yes? Waiting on you. Because it evokes the leadership style of PJ Patterson. Under whom? Under PJ Patterson? Legality was frequently invoked as the terminal defense, an endpoint to inquiry rather than the beginning of accountability. The message Jamaicans recall is simple. If no law was broken, there is nothing to answer for. But you know what is called democratic ethics? Democratic ethics demands more. Leadership is not merely about avoiding illegality. It's about sustaining legitimacy. And during the period, scandals after scandals after scandals. Trafigura, scandal. The Cuban light bulb, scandal. Finsack, Jesus Christ, have mercy upon our soul. I mean, the party I put with through so much, man. I'm going to put with through so much. I'm going to put the Jamaican people through so much pain and struggle and suffering, man. Can't see on yourself now. Right? Operation Pride. Air Jamaica divestment concerns. Sandals, White House. NetServe. And we could go on and on and on. And all when we reach 10 o'clock tonight. Many more cited over time. Easily exceeding more than 30 collective political scandals. And whether each were legally proven or not is beside the philosophical point. The pattern formed a narrative. It formed a narrative that the party is comfortable operating in the gray. The party is comfortable operating in the gray, often retreating behind legality when confronted with the truth. Uno stop it, man. Uno stop it. Cuban light bulb. Everything the PNP touch come with a scandal. And so last May, in his cartoon today, not subtle, It draws on one of the most enduring images in Western consciousness. Last May depicts Mark Golding washing his hands, disclaiming responsibility while tacitly enabling what follows. And when you place Mark Golding into that frame, the cartoon is not merely accusing him of inaction. It is accusing him of a particular kind of political maneuver. The Gleaner, say Golding, come in like a pilot. Imagine that. Mr. Golding is laundering moral responsibility through legalism. Mr. Golding is laundering moral responsibility through legalism, and the Gleaner calls that pilot. The Gleaner say Golding a pilot. Imagine, when the Gleaner can come out with their cartoon and call Golding pilot, Pontius Pilot, you know say, for him political career almost over. Golding is like pilot, laundering moral responsibility through legalism. A tech, uno tech with a fool. Pilot, you take with a fool. Pilot, you take with a fool. Pilot, listen to me. Pilot, you take the Jamaican people with a fool. You think we can sit through this? Are you responsible? Are you responsible for the crucifixion? Don't come wash your hands out here. Mind yourself, you know, pilot. Mind yourself. Mind yourself. You take with a fool, we can see through that. Don't wash your hands before us. Laundering responsibility with legalism. Machiavelli. This is where Machiavelli becomes indispensable, because in The Prince, Machiavelli makes a cold but enduring observation. And it is that rulers must learn how not to be good. And more importantly, how to appear virtuous while acting in ways to secure power. Mr. Golding's reliance on legality, suggesting that no law was broken in the Jack Den matter, and therefore no wrongdoing exists, fits squarely within the Machiavellian framework. It is not a defense of innocence. It is a reframing of the moral question into a technical one. Pilot, the 21st century pilot. Jesus Christ, the Bible is right. More than 2,000 years ago, Pilate executed the man and came out and washed his hands. What a wicked. The wicked. What a wicked. Pilate, left we alone. Lord have mercy. No, sir.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Washing their hands in legality when they are as guilty. Yeah. It's a fascinating, you know, it's fascinating because we just went through Good Friday, where there was Judas Judas and Pilate. Machiavellian framework. It's not a defense of innocence. It is a reframing of the moral question into a technical one. Legality becomes a shield. Optics becomes the battlefield. Responsibility dissolves into procedural correctness. Pilate. Laundering morality. That's what you're doing, Golden. You are laundering morality, washing your hands in the public square. While the innocent Jesus, you could have set him free. You could have set him free. Let me wrap this up. Let me wrap this up, you see? Because, you see, although Machiavelli was pragmatic, there were problems with his ways. I see a man on TikTok giving people insights into the 48 laws of power. You have to be careful with those philosophical readings, you know. Because you see, an act may conform to the law, but it can still violate the moral law. And when you reduce ethics to legality, it hollows out the public's trust. Because what it does, it signals to the citizens that what matters is not what is right, but what is permissible. It's not everything that is permissible is right. In that sense, last May's cartoon is not just satire. It is a metaphysical critique. So what last May is doing is metaphysically critiquing Golden. And he's asking, what is responsibility when leaders deny its substance? Profound. Because perception is not secondary in politics, you know. It is the twin of reality. So politics has a twin, which is perception and reality. And the metaphysical dimension are largely at stake here. Because corruption does not need to be proven in a court to exist in the public's consciousness. I'm going to give you an example. Rural Reed is damaged. Even if the court were to absolve him, there is a perception out there. I'm not saying he's wrong or right. What I'm saying is that perception and reality are twins. And once people begin to believe that the party protects its own, that belief acquires a kind of self-existence, ontological weight. It becomes socially real, politically operative, and electorally divisive. Not divisive, decisive. So for the People's National Party, its electoral chances going forward are slim. Coming out of this, slim. If elections were held within, say, another month or so, the PNP would be blown away. Because they couldn't campaign. They are so wounded by this moment that I don't know what they would say to people. 3 consecutive electoral defeats, lagging poll numbers, lackluster performances in the national debates, budget debates, persistent rumors of internal divisions, the expectation that Golding himself may face a leadership challenge at the party's September conference. Then there is critique from within. Dr. Horton argued that the PNP operates less as a democratic movement and more as a hierarchical structure that treats citizens as subjects. They don't encourage independent thought and they allow financial backers disproportionate influence over policy direction. If this critique holds even partially true, it strikes at the core of what an opposition party should be. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Labour Party under Andrew Holness appears, by contrast, to be consolidating an image of confidence and performance. In politics, you see, contrast is everything, because a weakened opposition does not exist in a neutral space. It amplifies the strength of the government. And so return we shall to the image of Pilate. Hand washing is never just about innocence. It is about the performance of innocence. Hand washing is a performance.